For example, that is not prevented in the provisions here.
It says
No.
any pecuniary interest in any power company. Kasama po yung shares of stock.
No, no, no. Tama po. Habang nakaupo kayo. Pero pagka umalis na kayo, wala pong ganong prohibition.
If you buy, Madam Speaker, from the stock market, nobody can prevent you.
Yun na nga. Well, pwede
Stock
naman,
market yun,
pero
Madam
pwede
Speaker,
naman
that
pong
is public
ipagbawal, di ba?
ownership.
Pwede naman ipagbawal, di ba? Madam Speaker?
Then maybe,
What
Madam
stops
Speaker, you
the
can introduce...
sponsor from introducing such a prohibition?
Maybe you can...
Further insulate.
Madam Speaker, my distinguished colleague, maybe you can introduce amendment.
okay. Perhaps.
No
Okay.
problem. Para pagbutihin pa natin itong ARC. At karangalan namin, Madam Speaker, nakasama namin dito yung Makabayan Block para ayusin itong ARC, Madam Speaker.
Okay.
Okay ba, distinguished colleague?
Ibang usapan na po yun.
Yes, nga.
Okay. Ito po, may concern din tayo. Of course, well, essentially, pagka naipasa po ito, meron pong epekto on ERC personnel. So let us also discuss the possible impact. No? Ano po ba ang once naipasa ang batas, meron kasing mga provision dito kaugnay sa possible retrenchment, di ba? Or early retirement. Tanggalan, in other words. Meron po bang, ano po ba? Napag-aralan na po ba o na-discuss sa committee ano yung posibleng magiging epekto sa mga rank and file employees ng ERC kung mapasa ang batas na ito? Kasi kasama po sa batas, pinagsasubmit po ang pinalakas na ERC ng bagong organization plan, di ba? So kasama po doon yung possible retrenchment.
Walang possible retrenchment, Madam Speaker. Dahil mas dumami nga ang pera nila, magdagdag pa sila ng tao eh. Distinguished colleague.
However, meron pong provision dito actually. Nasaan ba yun? Okay. There is, however, a provision regarding reorganization or retrenchment. Nandito po yun sa, dali lang. Ayun.
Sige, basta ka niya.
Ito po, sabi. The Commission shall conduct, I am reading the page 5 of our
Page 5.
Page
Wala,
5.
wala akong kopya rito, but if you can read it to
Opo.
me, Madam Speaker, mas okay yun.
So ito po yung sa una, actually, it is in section 2, no? Page 5, it says here, the Commission shall conduct an assessment of the fitness of the skills and capabilities of the existing personnel. Based on the results of the assessment, the Commission may implement such movement in personnel to establish the new organizational structure, etc., etc. Tapos, meron po talagang provision, affected employees may opt for voluntary separation from service within 6 months from the effectivity of this act and shall be entitled to receive separation and early retirement and other benefits under applicable laws. So, meron pong voluntary essentially retrenchment o pagtanggal na mangyayari. Tama po ba?
Madam Speaker, distinguished colleague, siyempre,
Okay.
pag yung organization mo merong cancer, ibig ko sabihin, ilang empleyado dyan, pinababagalan lahat ang proseso. Ay, ikaw mismo, Madam Speaker, ikaw mismo, distinguished colleague, ay gusto mong tanggalin yon para gumanda ang takbo ng negosyo. Ganon lang yon. Ngunit, lahat ng empleyado ng gobyerno, Madam Speaker, ay merong security of tenure. Kaya meron din silang matatanggap. Kung i-retrench sila, hindi naman yung basta-basta, Madam Speaker, na paalisin. Kaya nga, dinagdagan natin ang pera ng ARC para mapaganda nila yung kanilang organisasyon. If they think that their organization is starting to have difficulty in the performance of their different divisions, may pagkakataon silang magpalit ng mas aktibo, mas responsive,
Oo.
mas magaling na mga kawani upang tuntunan yung panibagong ARC. Kasi kung yun din ang i-hire nila, medyo laggard na yun, nasanay na yun, na nakaupo
Okay.
lang, Madam Speaker. Kaya binigyan natin sila ng kapangyarihan para mag-restructure, para gumanda ang takbo ng ARC, Madam Speaker, distinguished colleague.
Madam Speaker, sana po, okay. Sana na po i-reconsider natin yung ginamit na salita ng sponsor. With all due respect to the sponsor. Nasabi nyo kasi parang cancer yung ibang, maaaring yung ibang mga miyembro ng organisasyon. Baka masyadong mabigat naman, ano. Naintindihan ko yung gusto nyo sabihin, pero sana wag ganon, in consideration of, lalo pa po, at ang mga problema ng ERC, hindi naman natin maaaring isisi lalo na sa mga rank and file employees. Di po ba? No? So, ang mga problema fundamentally are related to policy. Okay? So, kaya yun po, isang nire-raise lang natin. Ngayon, okay, we move to, may serious concerns po tayo kaugnay sa composition ng board, no? Ang sinasabi natin, sa halip na maging independent, lalo pang matatali sa industriya, no? At sa mga interes ng pinakamakapangyarihan sa industriya, ang ERC. Now we have concerns regarding certain key provisions here. Okay? Lalo pa, ang pinanggagalingan natin, syempre, pangunahin ay ang interes ng ordinaryong consumer. Let me point out, ito may mga what I call the deemed approved provisions for certificates of compliance, COCs, and cost recovery applications. Halimbawa, Section 43, Letter Q. Let me read po.
Team approved, Madam Speaker.
Yung deemed approved. Opo, may concern tayo rito. So, letter Q. Ito po.
Sige.
Act on applications for cost recovery and return on demand-side management projects. The ERC shall follow the timeline provided in Section 13 of RA 11234, and failure of the ERC to release its action on the application within the prescribed time frame shall deem such application approved. Okay, meron din ganyang provision on summary proceedings.
Una muna, Madam Speaker.
Okay, dun muna tayo. Dito muna
Doon
tayo.
muna, sa una muna, Madam Speaker.
Yes.
Yung sa una, Madam Speaker, yung deem approved.
Yes.
Noong araw kasi, pag-submit mo ng petition doon, siyam-siyam pa yung schedule mo sa hearing, nakapila ka. Ngayon, pag yung nakasaad dyan na mga agenda, kung yun ang ibibigay mo sa ARC, mayroong timeline yan. Pag hindi nila aksyonan lang within 60 days, umuwi ka na, dali mo na yung, maski hindi nila pinirmahan, team approve na yun. Ganon po, Madam Speaker. Distinguished sponsor. Next.
Yes, Madam Speaker, yun nga ang concern natin. This is actually, yung timeline na binabanggit dito is already provided in Republic Act 11234.
Yung
That is
electricity
the
virtual one-stop
Energy
shop.
Virtual One-Stop
One-stop
Shop Act. Okay. Meron namang deemed approved provision doon. Sabi, sundin ang timeline. Perong timeline na sinasabi, pagka may petition, para sa, ito yun these are petitions involving cost recovered. In other words, presyo. Pag-set ng electricity rates. Di ba? Ang sinasabi po rito, merong timeline sa batas, kailangan ng ERC maglabas ng desisyon within the timeline. Pag hindi sinunod yan, deemed approved. So, pag hindi ginawa ng ERC ang trabaho niya at the proper pace, no? Consumer ang talo, di ba? Kasi pabor na dun sa petition ng energy provider. Okay? This is not a new provision, nandiyan na yan. However, ano po ang bago dito? Ang bago po dito, kung titignan natin yung one-stop shop law, that deemed approved provision contains a proviso that exempts, ito po, let me read. This is Section 13 of the One-Stop Shop Act. Time frame. So sabi dito, failure of the mother agency and its attached bureaus, offices, and agencies at both the national and local levels, including GOCCs, to release its action on applications duly filed with complete supporting documents within the prescribed time frame shall deem such applications approved. So nandiyan na yun. Provided that this shall not apply to actions by the DENR and ERC on applications by fossil fuel-based technologies such as coal, natural gas, and oil. So ito actually yung tinatanggal ng proposed amendment, no? So we are raising a red flag, no? Gusto i-apply yung deemed approved particular para dito nga sa mga coal, natural gas, oil. O, di may problema na tayo dyan.
Pero, Madam
Precisely, ang pinakamalaking pinanggagalingan ng fuel mix natin ay ito pa rin. Diba? Yung mga fossil fuel-based energy sources. And that's why these were explicitly exempted from the deemed approved provision.
Speaker,
Ngayon, ang gusto gawin, tanggalin na rin po. No, so, again, magre-resulta na naman ito sa mas mataas na presyo ng kuryente sa halip na mas mababa. Yun po ang concern natin.
Oo.
Not to mention, of course, yung pinsala sa environment, the concerns with, global warming, CO2 emissions, no, na lalong ma-incentivize ang mga producers or providers using these fossil fuels, no?
Madam Speaker, distinguished colleague, kaya nga linimit natin, hindi lahat ng application pwedeng team approve.
Hindi nga po.
Nakalimit lang yan doon sa COC and other lesser things. Hindi lahat ng application kasi napakarami ang i-apply mo sa ERC. Rates, yung rate setting, yung application mo for napakalaking generation provider. Magkabit ka ng panibagong linya. Napakaraming bagay ang apply mo sa ERC. Linimit natin yung deem approved. Mga simple application lang yun, hindi lahat. Madam Speaker, distinguished.
Yeah, okay. Well, Madam Speaker, I think I have made the point na gusto na i-extend yung deemed approved provision dun sa dating exempted, no, which is the fossil fuel-based energy providers. Okay, so again, ibig sabihin nun, mas mabilis na ang pagtaas ng kuryente pagka ganyan. Now, let me move on to another concern, Madam Speaker. Section 44C, regular and summary proceedings in the ERC. This is page 21. cases filed before the ERC that require the